So Such Is Life came about just over 3 years ago as part of my uni dissertation project. I was looking at trying to use randomization in creating melodies and chords and rhythms, and actually the main melody that starts on piano came from just a randomized 6-note pattern, and that was the only thing of the song that came from that bit of the project, and then the rest of the song just wrote itself. It was me and Ben at the time just kind of played through it and kind of wrote it on the spot, really. And then Ollie added drums afterwards.
I did.
Yeah. So the song is actually very similar to how it was 3 years ago. We chopped out a few little bits and added a few bits as well. So verse 2 most notably was actually pretty horrific the initial time, so we removed that. And well, Ollie, do you want to talk a bit more about what happened with that bit?
Yeah, I think I was just messing around with the chord pattern at home on piano, maybe even when I went back to my parents, and came up with another extra bit there, and we managed to fit it in after the chorus. Sounds quite nice.
Yeah, it's a nice bit of respite. It's quite amusing as well because you wrote it in 5/8 as well, which is just like the outro.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't necessarily sound like 5/8.
No.
It's weird.
It's an interesting.
It's an interesting one, but it added like a nice little break between the chorus and verse 2.
Definitely. We also added an orchestral bit at the end of the song. It was originally going to be singing, and it just worked out, but it was orchestra.
Yeah.
And the actual outro was almost.
Yeah, there was a whole other bit after the song finishes, wasn't there? And we decided that it wasn't. Well, it just made the song too long.
We trimmed it down.
Trimmed it down a bit.
Same as the intro, actually. We completely cut out.
Oh yeah, there's a whole
seconds
intro
of
as well. So yeah, the main middle body of the song is the same. It's just we snipped out that bit and that bit.
It's a tasty 5 minutes now, a little morsel compared.
So we initially, when it was written, we pretty much demoed everything at the time.
Apart from drums.
Apart from drums. Except you programmed some so we could hear what it sounded like, basically. And then from there, I think a lot of the piano stayed the same. And then we kind of went back and like tightened up the guitars. We made a decision about bass this album, as we don't have a bassist, and we decided to use MIDI for bass. So yeah, that was a choice. But actually, that song came together very quickly, I would say.
Yeah.
In terms of recording.
Can't remember a time when it wasn't together.
Yeah, and then the orchestral elements are obviously programmed, but we then went back through them and kind of like humanized them a bit more, just to make it sound a bit more realistic and dynamic, basically.
The orchestra is completely prominent throughout the album, and especially in the song.
Yeah.
It's a very, very key feature of the
Exactly.
song.
So it's important that it sounded as good as we could make it.
I mean, we got like the BBC Symphony Orchestra.
Yes.
Plug in.
Yeah.
She spent a lot of money.
Spent a lot of money to make it sound, and it does sound
amazing, really.
It does sound really good considering. So yeah. It's quite well in terms of production. We produce our own stuff, and it's kind of like we just do it naturally. I think as we are recording and laying down demos, we're thinking about how we're going to be like the instrumentation of everything, how we're going to be structuring everything, different instruments we can add,
any embellishments we can add in.
Yeah, exactly. We've kind of got an idea of the song. Especially for this one, we had an idea of it straight away, and we knew what we wanted it to sound like. So, production-wise, I'd say it was actually very like straightforward. We knew how we wanted to sound.
Yeah.
The only thing that maybe was different was when we added Ollie's little piano bit. It was kind of like how are we going to make this kind of sound and whatnot. But we knew we wanted it, especially the introduction. We knew we wanted it to be big.
Yeah.
And kind of come in like huge, like it's
powerful.
Yeah. The first main thing that you hear
dramatic
on the album. Yeah.
Exactly. Bit of a change up, or a very big change up from last album. We've got a wonderful singer in to help us realise the album, really, and especially on this song, it's got to be of note. Some of the notes he hits are just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Did not even expect it really. We've always had the vocal melody in mind and the harmonies, but yeah, Jesus Christ, it sounds so good.
Mm-hmm. He's done a really good job, and what's been really nice as well is he has also mixed and mastered the song, and will be doing so for the rest of the album.
Yeah.
And it's really nice because he's kind of got this kind of like image of where it wants to be vocally, so he can then work on that.
Yeah, it's quite impressive because we're not giving him easy things to mix and master and sing on, and he's managed to understand our vision and bring it to life just sort of unbelievably well, because it's not an easy thing to do. It's pretty demanding music to
For sure.
understand and encapsulate.
There's a lot of changing genres and
There's
styles,
changing
so
genres.
yeah, he's doing an
Phenomenal
absolutely
job.
amazing job, for sure. I would say it's quite interesting because we actually wrote or started working on this song, I guess, only a year after Duplicity was actually released.
Yeah.
But I think even in that time frame, just a difference in like our understanding of songwriting and whatnot has changed like significantly.
Yeah.
We also at the time had like more tools available to us. I'd say specifically, it's like the guitar sound on this album is just so different to what we had on Duplicity, and I think those sort of things just really help. And I feel like we're more aware of structure and trying to serve the song as much as possible, and not
Things
get
coming back.
things coming back, recurring themes.
Not just like this part goes here. I mean, there's obviously going to be a little bit of that there.
Oh, there still
we can't
is.
escape it.
Oh, there
but
still is.
We're getting better at good song writing.
It's a bit more controlled, shall we say?
Exactly.
But yeah, and also our technical ability.
Yeah.
As well.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I can't speak for Nick over here, but like as a drummer, I think I'd only been drumming for 2 years on the first album, so.
That's on off 2 years as well.
Yeah,
Very
on off for 2
2
years.
Yeah.
Due to just not having a drum kit most of the time, which has not changed really, but still, I feel in a much better position with that, and I think it shows on the album just with the parts I've written.
Yeah, for sure.
But I can say the same thing for Nick, and absolutely the same for Ben for parts he wrote as well.
Yeah, no, for
Definitely.
sure. Definitely pushed us, and I'd say also production, like our production has been pushed to...
I only learned what production was a couple of months ago, but I have produced the album.
Yeah, you
I've helped out.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember when Nick and Ben first showed me it, I was just like, oh my god, this is one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life. It's like, I can't believe this is our song. And even now, 3 years afterwards, I still just feel unbelievably excited for it coming out. I think it's just got like a wonderful mix of different types of music. Really like beautiful song. I think it's really well written, and I can say that because I didn't particularly write the structure of it. I think lyrically, I'm really proud of what me and Ben have done, and I think it'll be a song that hopefully resonates a lot with people. Maybe not for like, you know, massively positive reasons, but like that's okay.
Yeah.
Life isn't always really positive. And I'm just completely. People have been asking like, oh, can we hear the song? Can we hear the song for 2 or 3 years? Finally, yes, you can hear the song next week.
Yes.
You fucking like just wait a little bit longer.
Fucking wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Sick of the questions at the moment.
Get off our backs.
Get off our backs.
Respect that you're interested. I just, I think it's crazy to be in this position now where it's an actual finished song with lyrics. I never had lyrics in mind when doing this, so it's kind of crazy to hear it with like Ollie's and Ben's lyrics and melodies and harmonies, and it's actually become a full-on song, not just an instrumental thing I put on SoundCloud.
Yeah, you know the song's been out for 3 years.
Yeah. So it's actually going to be, yeah, no, it's crazy, and it's like it's quite an emotional process, really. It's going to be, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just extremely excited for everyone to hear it.
Yeah.
So go and listen when it's out.
In a week's
You
time,
fucking impatient pricks.
pre-save link in our Instagram bio and TikTok bio.
Boys! That's go.
That's lovely, mate.
Fuck, that was good.
Oh, I didn't film.